Yes, guys, I just made a video about Joe. Once again, I talked about mental health awareness, even though it's a little bit late. But you know what we're not late for? Pride Month. Pride. Rainbows everywhere. I wish I could put something up, but I don't have anything rainbow. Now, what does Joe have to do with Pride Month, right? Is he gay? Not to my knowledge. I also don't care. Neither should you. Just like everyone else in the world, there's no reason to ever care, like at all, unless you want to pursue something with them. Then I get why you would care. But I wanted to talk about the community he creates. Creating the right community is very difficult because you have to balance so many things. If you're making content and you go for just profit, every single video you make, every single word you say is going to be balanced around the fact that you just want as much money as possible. You want as much exposure, as many views, as many bands in your pants, as many rocks in your back. And doing this will get you a different audience than if you make videos specifically for like promoting what you think is good, right? Or watching what you think is entertaining, but giving good discussions around it. Making these types of content will give you completely different viewer bases, right? Which is why I call it creating your audience. You basically create who wants to watch you based on what you do. I kind of touched on this in the first video about Joe I made, titled Thank You, Joe Bartolozzi. I talked about how his community is just very accepting. He doesn't think making fun of people is that funny because it isn't. If there's people in his chat or if there's viewers that like making fun of people, he tells them to not do that, right? Or even sometimes gets rid of them. Like, he doesn't promote this type of stuff, which I think is amazing. And when you don't promote that type of stuff, the type of audience you get is people who don't like that type of stuff. If Joe wanted to get as many views as possible, he would make fun of people, right? He would say some crazy stuff. He would purposely try to do stuff to just get your attention anytime he could. But he don't do that. He sticks to himself and the stuff he wants to do. Obviously, you can alter a tiny little bit to please the audience you have while still remaining in your own little space, making decisions you want to make. I just think it's so cool to see someone genuinely being themselves and only promoting things they think is good for the world. I think it's unfortunate that I have to associate his name with Pride Month solely based off of the fact that I don't know any other creators like him. He doesn't make like gay content. He doesn't do anything to do with Pride Month besides like maybe a charity or something. Yet that is more than enough in my brain to associate these two things, which is unfortunate. That's why I think that's sad. I wish that Pride Month made me think of someone who was actually in that community, right? Like, they had a community based around them that was all like pride. But unfortunately, those creators don't ever get pushed to the public eye in the same way Joe might. Or maybe they have different messages they're promoting that don't align with what I like. Maybe they're doing it for the bag, so they end up making fun of people. They're just not doing it in the right way, right? Or maybe some are, but they're being shadow banned because they're talking about pride, you know? Whatever it is, I just think it's very sad how a basically straight person is who I'm associating with Pride Month. And it all comes down to the fact that nobody really appreciates it, you know? He's out here standing his ground, doing charity work, letting people know that they should feel good about themselves no matter who they like, no matter what they are. Like, he's doing all this amazing work that promotes this pride message without even being a part of it. And then there's people who are a part of it, or even other allies like him who don't even do anything. They don't go over the top to do charity work. They don't go over the top to really talk about it when they feel like it's necessary. A lot of people steer away from the topic because of they don't want to be judged. They don't want to be seen as that. The media and the world around us makes it seem so much worse than it really is, right? Like, why is love a bad thing, gang? Why is making sure everyone feels okay about themselves and prideful in who they are a bad thing? I don't understand. Why is that something we have to make fun of someone for? All of my life, I have never, ever celebrated Pride Month. I have always seen it as a cringy thing. I've always seen it as something that's just like, ew, almost. If I'm being honest, I would literally see it as like, just kind of like, no. But because of everything going on in the world, this is the first year where I'm actually like, dude, this is something I need to do. I feel like I have a duty to talk about this type of stuff and actually promote the good messages it carries. But there's so many people that are stuck in this mind frame of seeing it as cringy, just like I was. I fully understand how that happens. It's like the media. It's like everything around you is telling you like yucky. But in reality, gang, it's not about what you think it's about. Pride Month isn't just about like gay people. It's not just about guys kissing guys. No, it is solely about just acceptance, love, and appreciation and stuff like that, right? Being prideful. And also, love is another thing. You can love someone without being like attracted to them or like any sexual feelings. I feel like if I said I loved someone, for some reason that word love is so misconstrued to the point where like I could be talking about my dog, saying I like my dog, and someone's gonna be like, you like your dog? Whoa. They think I'm like touching my dog or something. It's like, gang, no. We are allowed to love people and appreciate them and like really care for them just for who they are, just for existing, just for recognizing how freaking cool it is. There are other people just like you, but they're into whole different stuff. They might look completely different too. Like, I think that's so beautiful, and I think that should be celebrated. Diversity is freaking amazing. The only people who don't like diversity are the people who feel challenged by it, and I solely believe that with all my heart. Never in my life have I understood why racism was a thing. Racism is like a whole different world of like, what's wrong with you? Homophobia and stuff like that, I understand more. I understand how that's weird. Racism, literally no clue. Blanking on that. I got no clue. Blank. Nothing goes on up here when I think about racism. It's like I don't get it. But I understand homophobia and stuff, especially because it's like the media and stuff makes it seem so weird, so you kind of fall for it. But the media isn't making like, oh, I guess it is, bro. I was gonna say that the media doesn't make other races like feel all weird and look weird the same way that it does for homosexual individuals, right? But I think about it a little bit more and I come to the conclusion that it does. Like when you talk about things like crime rates, when you talk about just like how they act, the media displays a whole different image than what reality actually is for any type of oppressed group. I have never used Twitter besides checking when Playboi Carti was going to drop an album or DC the Don. Every time I hear someone talk about Twitter, which is like every day, it's just about like, oh my God, gay people, oh my God, trans people, oh my God, racism, right? It's all these things to the point that you would think it's everywhere. You would think you would walk outside and everyone you meet is gay because of how much it is online. But in reality, these are just buzzwords, guys. There are companies, there are individuals that make so much freaking money, an absurd amount of money off of the fact that there's this divide going on. When you're racist and think that's just how it is, in reality, you've been conditioned to think that because it profits people. People make money off of you thinking that way. So when people call you stupid, it's not because they think you're stupid, it's because you're actually stupid. But I love the work that Joe has done with his platform. I recognize the fact that he was different a year ago. He was different 2 years ago. He was pretty different 3-4 years ago. When he started social media, he wasn't the same as he is now. I recognize that. And he talks about all the time too. To know that he recognizes it as well, I think that is amazing, bro. That is character building. That is self-recognition. And that's like, bro, that's like rare nowadays. Especially for someone who gets so much praise. Like when you're getting so much praise like that, your ego has a pretty big chance of just taking off, right? But to see someone be more self-aware than they were at the start is beautiful in my eyes. And he promotes this prideful message of just liking yourself and accepting yourself and others, not making fun of people because it's like stupid, bro. Why are you gonna make fun of people? Especially stuff they can't change. It's like, what are you doing, gang? Why are you bringing other people down? One thing I heard talked about today was people who leave bro fell off comments. I barely ever leave comments on anything. I never do. I never have an impulse to just leave a comment unless I genuinely enjoyed the work that I consumed. But people who take time out of their day to comment bro fell off and to comment these random stuff under people's pages, where's your life? Where is your life at? Where's your life? Where is it? Nothing? I genuinely don't understand what goes on in these people's brains. It's just like racism to me. It's like, what do you gain? Do you like seeing the number go up on your likes for the comment? You don't get anything from that. Do you like seeing other people reply and argue with you or reply and confirm what you said? Like, I just don't get it. Making a video about how someone fell off and actually going into it is perfectly fine with me. Doing some journalism. But if you're just commenting stupid stuff like that, you are getting nowhere in life. That helps you in no way. That helps nobody in any way. It purely just causes diversity and hate to flourish for no reason. So I just really wish this world keeps taking steps in a way that is more accepting and encouraging of just being yourself. If we keep having people like Joe have such an influence, right? The great influence he does, I think those are green flags all around. Bro is not a perfect person. Bro's not above and beyond, right? He's not like this crazy godlike figure. He 100% makes mistakes. Oh my God. If you look up to him and everything he does, not the right decision. But for what's out there, right, compared to everyone else in the world, he does so many great stuff. And every time he says something that makes someone feel good about themselves, I just know, like, it's low-key life-changing, bro. So keep doing you. And I was saying that to you. I wasn't even saying that to Joe. You right now, you keep doing you. You don't have to have a following. You don't have to have anyone know who you are, and you could still be an amazing person. So I think that's something we should celebrate. So if you got something to celebrate, do it, gang. Be there. Subscribe if you want to be there. Subscribe to be more likely shown my videos in the future. Like this video so more people get to see it. I actually really like this message. Unlike some of the other videos I made. I've made some other videos about Joe that were purely satire. They were just trying to be funny. But this one, I enjoy. I love it. And I think you should love you. You can make mistakes. You can do bad things. But guess what? We come up. We learn. Society and the world is structured in a way for you to keep falling down. They got obstacles everywhere. You're going to keep tripping. You're going to keep falling over your face. So the best thing to do is accept that. You're just going to keep falling. So accept that that's how it is and learn how to freaking stand up, bro. Because we're going to do it. We're going to rise up together. We got this. No, I don't know. It's not that serious, but it like low-key kind of is. But listen to Blakey on all platforms. Music. I make music. I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. Blakey, all platforms. Run it up. Hey! I'm working on a website to house all my music, videos, and community. Phase 1 starts on Patreon. If you're interested in helping the vision come to life, or even just supporting the project, I'd love to see you over on Patreon. Link in the description. If you want to help support my fight against Spotify, this is the way to go.